Hello, welcome to the Soil Inventory Talk Show. My name is Grace Roiro. I'm a farmer. And basically, in this tech show, what we'll be talking about is the whole agriculture industry, ranging from the dairy, the crops, the challenges faced in the industry, the marketing, the prices, the agrochemicals, and so on in every maybe in every sector in the agriculture industry. We'll touch on every other part that we can, the disconnect between science and agriculture, or maybe the role of science in agriculture, the seeds that our farmers use to plant. And I hope we'll grow together, we'll learn together, and it will be beneficial. So we'll be having this talk every other week, and karibuni sana. To start us off today, I decided to talk about an experience that I had a while ago, and it was, I had gone to purchase some tomatoes. I am a farmer, yes, but I don't do everything necessarily. So I farm vegetables, that is broccoli, cauliflower, cabbages, Brussels sprouts, and potatoes. So I had gone to purchase tomatoes both for business and also for home use, for home consumption. So there's a farm that I go to and I pick my tomatoes. So one thing that I do before I trade, or maybe I go and purchase some of these commodities from the farm, because I am I'm lucky enough to know some of the farmers. So I check on the maybe the routine practices to learn from them also, and also to get to understand the safety measures they're taking on the crops, because one thing we know, there are a lot of chemicals being used in the fields. Yes, they are beneficial, but also very harmful, yeah, both to the human health and also to those who are spraying them, I would say, rather say, and maybe the environment, especially if not properly used. So I had gone to, when I went to this farmer, I decided, I normally pick them myself. So when I was picking, I decided, I felt first thing that I noticed was the strong smell of the fungicide. I can attest this was fungicide. I could smell it. And also when I was picking, a lot of residue was being left in my hand. Like my hands were yellow. They had a lot of yellow powder. And I decided to ask the guy who was taking care of the crops on that specific day. And I asked, kwani siku hizi mnatumia dawa sana, or nini inaendelea, mna spray very frequently? And the guy responded and told me ati sababu ya baridi siku hizi tunapiga dawa kila Saturday. And I was like, wow. I felt like it was a lot, yeah, but also what I felt was the interval between the consumption and the spray period. That is like a short span. One of the things when we are using chemicals is safety. And when you purchase chemicals, there are a few things that are normally indicated. So and one of the things indicated in the chemicals that you use in the bottles or in the sachet, because some of the chemicals are in powder form, all these chemicals that you purchase, they have been given, there are a set of instructions and descriptions on how to use the chemicals. They have given the safety measures, how to even dispose the container once you are done with it. And I feel one thing is that maybe farmers may be ignorant, or maybe because of I wouldn't say experience, rather say ignorance will be one of them, or maybe not being interested at all, because some of our farmers, or most of our farmers, know the proportions, yeah, which is also indicated in the bottle. They will say maybe 10 ml goes for 20 liters, and they know it. Or the local language that is used in the farms is kifuniko moja itaingia kwa pump moja, yeah, so automatically when they know that, we do not go, I'll say we, because I'm also a farmer, we don't go an extra mile or an extra step to read the container, the instructions that have been offered there. Remember, these are chemicals. Yes, they're beneficial at some point. Maybe if it's an insecticide, it will take care of the insects maybe that are damaging your crops, but also to yourself. And also, most of the time, also when we are spraying, we do not take care of ourselves. We just go in there without having gloves, the mask, the safety goggles, the gum boots, and all that. Yeah. So I felt like maybe I would address this. And one of the things when you purchase these containers, they have a description, and the description is what's in the chemical, like what are the ingredients, and they will also give an instruction on what range of pest, if it's a pesticide or maybe an insecticide, it will give a range of what pest it works on. Yeah. Another thing is it has the rate of application depending on the crop. Yeah. Maybe what will be done on cabbages cannot be done on tomatoes. Maybe the ranges are different, the rate of application, sorry. So they have different rates of application for our various crops. All that is in the container on the description. Another thing is the method of application. Yeah. It can they'll let you know the method of application, it has been written there, and also the timing of application. And when with the timing, there is the scouting first of the pest, so that you can know if the pest is present, or if it's for fungal infection, you'll have to know if it is present or not. So one of the things is you first scout in your farm, so it also tells you the timing of application, and also at the stage of application of the crop, maybe whatever stage. Yeah, depends on the stage also. And some of the pests maybe attack during various stages of growth. One other thing that is very, very important that we miss out when we are when we are using these chemicals is it has the pre-harvest intervals. And I have checked a range of pesticides, and it has 30 days. And also something else, when it has 30 days, the others that say a period interval of 2 weeks, depending on the chemical. And that period is very, very important. Yeah, it's very important because one, we do not need the residues. One of the things I know, when maybe those who do farming for export, there is the residue testing at the before the food is exported or before the commodity is exported. This is for safety, yeah, for the human health safety, and that is very important, so that no residues are left, yeah, in the produce. And when the consumption of these residues is what brings about the challenge in health. And also it has the storage, how you store the container. And something else written in the description in the containers is the container disposal. How do you dispose the container? And also in case of accidents, that is in the farm, maybe or swallowing or something, in case of any accident, they also have first aid, or the first aid instruction on how you'll handle the person that has had an accident with the chemical. And also something else, there's also the toxicological information that is on that also. And all these things, it's also written the temperature that you should store at, keep reach out of children, which is also very important. It has written the warranty, the expiry date, the range of crops, what it works on, how it works, and that information is on the chemicals that we purchase. Yeah. And so when we are ignorant on all these instructions, and also how to take care of yourself, how do you apply, are you putting all those safety measures? If you're not producing your food like purely organic and you're using these chemicals, it is very important to read the instructions so that you and also the consumer can be on the safe side. Yeah. So when I was purchasing these tomatoes, my hands were so yellow. And so with the discussion that I've just given you, and we spoke with this person, and I was like, wow, maybe this is not only him or her, I don't want to specify, and it also happens in the market. And because most of us are in a hurry, and also the market, you have no even time to check on the residue. At times you'll never know because they have been cleaned. But I think there's a role that is played by the various the various agricultural bodies that we have in this country, the same way food gets exported and residues are checked, I think also that should happen for the local consumption because of the human health. Yeah. Something else is emphasis to the farmers. Also, as they are purchasing these commodities, they should be instructed on the importance of following every other instruction. And it is important not only for them, but also for us or everybody, other person that consumes this produce. Yeah. It is very, very important. So I felt like I'll speak on this and I'll touch a little bit on that. This is just by the beginning, but come next week, we'll discuss the various bodies that we have that should maybe govern how this food gets from the farm to the market, and that all the steps have been followed, or rather the precautions or maybe the safety standards have been taken care of, because it's a sad scenario having to consume a lot of chemicals. And also we need also to know, is it economical to use these chemicals all the time? Now this will have to have the science or maybe the information, the agricultural information from the books, to know how frequent you can use these chemicals, and is it necessary? Because you get to tend to hear that when you are having tomatoes, or maybe those in the or potatoes, because of the fungal infection, you need to spray every other time. But is it necessary every other time? How long does it take when you start spraying? And also some of this information is in the containers that we have in the chemicals. I'm insisting this because information is power, and also it's important. That's why when you're purchasing these chemicals, they have so many writings. Not And of course they look good because different containers have different colors, but the writings are very, very, very important. Apart from also just people specifying various companies that they use, you need to read and get to know what kind of chemical are you using. And also I will continue with this discussion next week, or maybe rather this week, sorry. And I'll invite an agronomist. I'll invite a farmer, and we need to hear this discussion. We need to get to know and understand how what happens, yeah, for the consumer. At times you feel unsafe and feel like we are eating too much chemicals. At times you're told it's organic, and maybe it's not organic. And also it's also safe to eat food that has been grown with these chemicals, but as long as all the safety measures have been taken care of, like every other step has been followed. They do not spray on Monday and you do not eat on Friday. If the chemical, if the industry that had produced the agrochemical or the chemical or maybe the fungicide or the pesticide said consume after 30 days, consume after 14 days, it is important to follow that very, very honestly, what would I say, religiously. Yeah. And yes, so tune in, feel free to comment and also ask various questions, or also give various concerns that you have towards this, and we can have a discussion, we can get enlightened, we can also just help each other, and maybe reach out to a farmer who for the longest time did not know the importance of reading the chemicals. Some of them may know the importance, but they may not know the real importance, yeah, like that of the pre-harvest interval. At times it just slips, and at times it's just ignorance, yeah. But we need to have this discussion. Stay tuned for our next episode, or rather series, and and we'll talk more on this, and I hope we learn together and we get enlightened. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Bye.